promise. Ooh, won't you give me your time for my body and mind? I know the price I have to pay now, but I still want your time. Won't help me now. I just want my time. Won't help me now. You know my feelings. Time won't help me now.
Yeah, greetings, and welcome to another Tunes and Attack, your intercommunal sound service. And yes, again, bringing you Mother Nature. In other words, my language will say Mama Nature. Beautiful sea, the sounds, everything, sunshine. And I'm sharing that with you. And as always, I got a beautiful show lined up. Got some things to talk about. Stay tuned for Nickie's Toolkit and many, many more. So in the meantime, just enjoy the music, and you heard from the beautiful sounds of S-Stone Incorporated and the track entitled Time. So as we move, stay tuned, keep it locked.
Yeah, hear me? You see when we done string up this sound, every other sound have to run away. We kill everything.
Big up myself, this is Lord and for Mr. Blackout, keep on burning tonight. Blackout,
I don't play with the champion sound.
Big up myself, boy. Iraq, boy. It's a long time. I man no hear no good
Sounds to really make you jump and ting, hey. Sounds to really make you jump and ting.
It's a long time. I man no hear no good
Sounds to really make you jump and ting, hey. Sounds to really make you jump and ting.
It's a long time. I man no hear no good
Sounds to really make you jump and ting. Sounds to really make you jump and ting.
It's a long time. I man no hear no good sound.
It's all the champion, evolutionary, all the freedom, all the peoples, all the ruling, liberation is a positive, feel martial, we no partial. You feel like this young on the big reggae sound, bassline and stomping a Kingston town, selector play big tune a hit bound, watch me so out round the microphone, people a jump them a skank all around, one is a bit from in a Bristol town. Played up, played on the heavyweight sound. Music a stick to you like a cologne. Watch me so out round the microphone. Everybody know me sound a hit bound. Police a come and we not turn down. What's going on? That's how the champion, evolutionary, all the freedom, all the peoples, all the ruling, liberation is a positive, feel martial, we no partial. We build the sound from the champion. Sir Cox, so the king of them mix studio one. King Tubby still sound all over Central. Taros the big sound over Portland. Center Mass big sound, Miller Construction. What about this is with King Yellowman? Back in the days when we used to have a plan, reggae sound did a play just for liberation. Now the thing change and me can't overstand. Yeah, you hear me? Right now we want to hear some good music, you know. Sounds to really make you jump and ting. Sounds to really make you jump and ting.
It's a long time. I man no hear no good
Sounds to really make you jump and ting. It's for the champion, evolutionary, all the freedom, all the peoples, all the ruling, liberation is a positive, feel martial, we no partial. All the champion, evolutionary, all the freedom, all the peoples, all the ruling, liberation is a positive.
What's going on?
Alright, I wanna spin the music, a long time we never hear no sound system play, you know. Guy come like say, wanna check out the thing Rasta.
What's going on?
They youth them up today, they don't realize that reggae music was made to liberate people's minds. tune a hit bound. Watch this out round the microphone. People a jump, them a skank all around. One miss a bit from in a Bristol town. Played up kid on the heavyweight sound. Music a stick to you like a cologne. Watch this out round the microphone. Everybody know me sound a hit bound. Police a come and we not turn down. Here it is. Inside the champion. Evolutionary. Are the freedom. Are the peoples. Are the ruling. Liberation. It's a positive. Feel martial. We no partial.
I'm on no fear, no good sound. It's been a long time. I'm on no fear, no good.
Yes, and that's the sound of Mr. Benn featuring Blackout JA and Black Twang. Yeah, man. So big up Mr. B, Blackout JA, Black Twang. Big up yourselves, man. Yeah, no doubt. And as you can hear, Mother Nature just blowing, and I'm just sharing that vibes with you. And I'm feeling great. And as always, just sending the beautiful sound frequencies. Well, we all know there's a global madness going on, and we're out for some clubbing vibes. We're dying for some clubbing vibes, but it's like all the clubs have been shut down. So with that note, I'm just gonna play this song. Enjoy. You all know what time it is.
Souls Liberation, playing you the best of the best.
That's the sound of the specials with a thing called Ghost Town, and that's the DJG remix version. Yeah, boy, it's like everywhere is coming like a ghost town right now, you know. But you know what? Life goes on, and we just keep on keeping on. So I'm about to take a track from a very great friend of mine, and after that I'm gonna introduce the creativity of another great friend of mine, all from the female perspective. So the next track, instead of doing the audio, I just want to do the video aspect of this track, and this is from Celestine and the track entitled Queen, and this was her 2018, one of her 2018 singles, which is quite great, still great to this moment, and as such I'm very privileged and honored to share the video with you in its fullest entirety. So without further ado, enjoy Celestine Queen.
That's what you are, that's what I see. I feel it in you, yeah, I feel it in me. Believe it in spirit, believe it in soul. Truth is the seed, and it's already been sown. I wanna see you with your hands in the air, I wanna see you with your head held high, I wanna see you with the power you behold, I wanna see the strength in your eyes, I wanna see you with your hands on the dream, I wanna see you with the joy you deserve, I wanna see you where you wanna be, I wanna see you understand your word. Mother of creation, sister, daughter of the earth, wonder of the universe from birth. Stand up in your beauty and bathe in your majesty, reveal the greatness of your tapestry. Yeah. Your jewel is your heart, your soul is your crown. They can try to pull you under, but they can't hold you down. The wonder in you, the wonder in me, descendants of true deities. Yeah. I wanna see you with your hands in the air, I wanna see you with your head held high, I wanna see you with the power you behold, I wanna see the strength in your eyes, I wanna see you with your hands on the dream, I wanna see you with the joy you deserve, I wanna see you where you wanna be, I wanna see you understand your way. Nature's inspiration, you're a part of everything, giving life to all of us, shelter underneath your wings, a theme to all existence. Truly you are magnificent, sacred you are, for you are heaven sent. I see it in my mother, my sister, I see it in my niece and my daughter, I see it in you all, you are queens. I see it in my mother, my sister, I see it in my niece and my daughter, I see it in you all, you are queen, you are, yeah, 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 queen,
Yeah, Celestine and Queen. And I want to say every time, much respect, blessings, and continuous sound frequencies, Cele. Yeah, man. And interestingly enough, and I know you're probably checking this out also, Celestine, another female power actually heard your song and is very interested about doing a remix also. So I'll get in touch with you in regards to that, because they're feeling the track and they're loving the track. And I'm gonna introduce the other creative side of my sister from another mother, a very good friend of mine who is also in the music industry and also a very creative soul. And if you notice, I'm wearing this necklace thing around my neck at the moment, and it's called djacs, and it's from the House of Modere, yeah? You know, female run and female design, so a whole lot of female energy going in this thing, and I just interpret it as a whole heap of female energy protect me, you know? You don't know, as you see, I got my nanny, a lot of you know my nanny, my African grandmother, you know? Yes, but at the same time, I'm just giving you a taste of what's going on with djacs. And it's made with DJs in mind. But when we say DJs in mind, not only for DJ, you know, as you can see, they'll come in a lovely package, you know, lots of love, get into it. And here we have one unique version. You can get, you know, leather design with a little thing going on here and a little strap going on here, and you can get custom designs also. And the thing about it, it's all quality. Everything is quality. Here you got another different textures, you know, leather, the carbiners of high quality. And what it is, the eyelets are made from stainless steel, so there's no rust going on, so you can wear. If you want to get sweat, wet, it doesn't matter. Some of the hooks are also sterling silver, so it's quality all the way. And what it is with the djacs is that you can put, you know, your money, your card, your USB sticks, you know. And for example, this one has a unique style where you can just put it to your hand, all leather, and that's it. You can, you know, whichever way you want to sling it, there's a lot of ways you can work it. And here I got a little wristband style. You can hook it, you can extend. There's a lot of stuff going on. But you know what? Next week, stay tuned, because the lady herself, who's behind all the creative work, will be interviewed and can give you a whole array behind the djacs and the House of Modere entity. So stay tuned for that next week. Looking forward, all right? So in the meantime, I'm gonna hit you with another tune, and this is from Yes King. Big up my brethren. And this is Mr. Benn's remix, and this one is called Rock This World.
Gonna rock this world one fine. Now you forget it. Gonna rock this world one fine. No, you regret it. Gonna rock this world one fine. Soon you gonna feel it. Gonna rock this world one fine. Soon you gonna feel it.
In entertainment, live and direct, we come correct in every aspect. Mr. Benn, big up every time. Trust me, extra heavyweight business.
All will cease. The government spend their money on more war than peace. They take the truth out, the knowledge that we all should teach, and stay stuck with the guilt like some sort of leak. They give speeches, but talk is cheap. Some seeking the leakage of secrets they're taught to keep. The crime rate still rising, though there's more police. Looking madness in the eye as they walk the beat. Not all can see, or rather said something ain't right when you're getting overworked by living underpaid life. Wipe the tears from the kids who get nothing they like and still go back to work knowing the money ain't nice. They got secret societies of people who spy on me. The youth getting tutored by teachers who lie to me. They didn't want to treat me like I'm the same. Now the planet's gonna know this when the time comes for change. I wanna rock this world one time.
Now you forget it. Gonna rock this world one time. No, you regret it. Gonna rock this world one time. Soon you gonna feel it. Gonna rock this world one time. Soon you gonna feel it.
Trust me, ain't the joke and the pack. Boom, shock attack, coming through. Mr. Benn live and direct. For real, in every aspect.
If the truth ain't given, then the youth ain't living. We're just zombies, controlled by the two-faced villains, trying to slam us out and carry out these doomsday missions, where the troops stay killing cause of truth they've hidden. While a chimpanzee's getting trained to be clever, a 10-year-old freedom fighter waves a beretta. Ain't even learned to clean the blood stains on his leather. It's no wonder why we keep saying these days could be better, when they give you a disease and then charge you for the cure, then give you something deadlier and charge a little more. Now a slap happy kids go in jail for killing, while my neighbour's out robbing for a healthy living. And he thinks someone's clocking every inch that he's trotting. That's probably cause Big Brother's watching. He's plotting on the face of this planet, now it's been deformed. You gotta take me to your leader once I've clipped his horns. I'm gonna rock. your leader once I click these horns. I'm gonna
Gonna rock, one fine. Now you forget it. Gonna rock, one fine. Now you regret it. Gonna rock, one fine. Soon you gonna feel it. Gonna rock, one fine. Soon you gonna feel
The remix, the original for real.
You gotta take me to your leader once I click these horns. I'm gonna
Yes, and I said big up. Yo, Mr. B, gotta big you up on this remix, definitely. Yeah, man, enough work from Yes Kings and respectable work, but I gotta say, Mr. B, remix tight. Yeah. So, as you know, I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, you know, speaking with people and just trying to get some stuff going. And as such, I made a mention about new contents coming to the show. And as such, Nickie's toolkit will now be an integral part of Tunes and a Talk. So take a moment and reflect and listen what Nickie has to say about communication this week from Nickie's toolkit.
Namaste. Thank you for choosing to join me on Nickie's Toolkit and for sharing time and space with me today in the virtual space, where I share with you the tools that I have found to be nourishing and supportive for living my best life, and in the hopes that they might be of use to you as well. The space where we can share thoughts and ideas and practices to uplift each other, because we are part of the collective, and I believe we have a responsibility to support each other to realize our best self. So what's on my mind today? I have been thinking, there's so much going on with the world. You hear so many things happening outside of what's happening with the virus and all the considerations, consequences, and actions that are coming with it. But what is really sad is that you're getting reports, I'm getting reports, and I'm sure you're probably hearing it in your space as well, of people moving deeper into a state of ill health and dis-ease. And I find it very disturbing, and it's on a level that I think that there's some really simple practices that we can engage that require presence to be able to help us to make more nourishing and supportive choices. And yes, I use those two words a lot because they are at the moment the best descriptive words I can find for us to look at realizing our best self in each moment of each day, and especially when we're going through any kind of crisis or any kind of paradigm shift or any kind of change that is as extreme and as intense as we're experiencing now worldwide. So today I want to talk about communication, because with all the practices of terminologies and things like distancing, and you hear all of that going, and bubble, and all the things that are being passed around, one of the things that is getting increasingly lost in the process is how we communicate with each other. Whether we lived in a space where it was essential for us to be able to have the contact, and for some cultures it is more pronounced and more necessary than others. But either way, as humans, that contact has always been essential for us, and it's also a method or a means of which we communicate with each other. And so I've been thinking about communication, especially at this time with everything that's happening. And that's what I wanted to share with you today in terms of conscious communication. What is it? Are we even aware of how we're communicating with each other? Have we gotten to a state where there are so many other things that are piled into our spaces, directly or indirectly, as a result of what's going on, that Our communication gets skewed, and sometimes we don't even realize until we're halfway down the pike or already out through the gate as to what could have possibly happened to change something. So today I want to look at conscious communication, and in the context of communication with self and communication with others. It's the poet Rumi, who I love, who said, "Raise your words, not your voice. It is rain." And yes, there's rain in the background. I hope you can hear it. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. And so, rain and thunder are often together, but we get a totally different response and reaction from both of them, even though they come at the same time. And it's a great reminder from Rumi when we think about conscious communication. Are we spending time just pausing before we express ourselves? A lot of us have moved into virtual space because of what the requirements are in our society today. How are we using that space? How is it affecting us? And how are we affecting other people with the use of the space? And that's what I want to throw out today. That's what I want to invite everybody to think about today. How are we communicating with ourselves at this time when there is extreme pressure and there is intense emotions that are going around? A lot of it is fear-based. How are we choosing to communicate with ourselves? What are we reinforcing? What are we reminding ourselves of each moment of each day, no matter what we're faced with? And how are we communicating with others? We have people who are having short fuses, people who would have been living in spaces where the practice of social distancing, or this whole concept of a bubble or a pod or whatever you want to call it, the methods of isolation, it's really affecting people in a lot of ways. And so, are we taking the time to communicate with ourselves in a positive and supportive manner, where we're choosing to be more like the rain than the thunder, even though they both come together a lot of times? And that's what I want to invite everybody to spend some time and do today. What are you saying to yourself? What are some of the conversations that you're having? What is going on in your mind? What is that self-talk that you are having, and how is it impacting you? When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you're saying to yourself? What's the last thing you're saying to yourself before you go to bed at night? And also, as you share time and space with other people, what's the first thing you're saying in the morning when you wake up? Are we grateful that people are around us who are alive? Are we, being grouchy and staying in a space where we're looking at isolated incidents that are not necessarily the sum total of the individual, and we are using that to determine our communication? And are we making sure that should we be in a position or a state that's not nourishing and supportive, what kind of steps are we taking to move ourselves into a space that is more nourishing and supporting? Because the reality is, sometimes we do find ourselves in spaces where the communication from others is not nourishing and supporting. But it is always important that we start with the communication with self. So, I want to encourage everybody today, stop. Just take a moment and ask yourself, how am I communicating with me? Am I choosing to engage thunder or rain? And what am I expecting when I choose to engage thunder? Am I expecting flowers? It's not going to happen. So stop, take a moment, and make the right choices that are nourishing and supportive, not just for you, not just for me, but for everybody that we share time and space with. If ever there was a time we needed to be conscious of how we communicated, whether it is person to person, whether it is using all the virtual spaces and platforms that are available, it is now. Let us think carefully before we make that utterance. Let us think carefully before we send that message. And again, as I say this, I'm led again to the poet Rumi. And he said, before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? I want to leave you with those thoughts today and encourage everybody. Let's engage in conscious communication. Thank you for joining me on Nickie's Toolkit. It is always such a pleasure to share time and space with you, and I look forward to sharing more. I wish you a day of conscious communication with self and with everyone that you're sharing time and space with. Namaste.
No care where you come from, we have to reach out to everyone. So many broken promises in the promised land. So put your weapons down, get your crazy heads out the sand. Look after your neighbor. The human spirit is our savior. Too many lying on the battleground. So put your weapons down. Come and take my hand. Let's love and understand. One world, one race. We are one, come follow me. In harmony sing. No care where you come from, we have to reach out to everyone. One love to all the nations. We're bringing positive vibrations. No care where you come from, we're bringing positive vibrations.
Now in a time where people seem to be losing their mind, we need to take a step back to remember the essence of humankind. Cause when buildings are burning, planes crashing and bombs dropping, people dying, technology advancing, is this what we call life? Is this the face of sinisterism? The world has enough for everyone's need, but it won't be able to provide for everyone's greed. So take heed as we proceed. Music for your soul, giving it a positive need. Now while there's hunger for many, there's food for plenty. But Mr. Sinister, why create the barriers, the divisions? Why create the agony? Greedy line world leaders, investors, bankers, politicians, media all relate. Creating the racism, the fear, rapidly installing the police state. Trying to strip our rights, preventing us to unite. So Mr. Sinister, to you we give some insight. Positive vibes to your heart. Cause guess what? The music is the light.
Love to all the nations. Positive vibration. Love to all the nations.
and that was the sound of yours truly. Hope you enjoyed that. Souls Liberation and a track entitled Global-I-Ration. Produced by Love is a Bassline. And just want to say big up yourself still, J. You know, your family and your life circle. Much respect and keep on doing your thing still. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. And before that, you heard from Nickie's Toolkit and her topic on communication. So hope that resonated quite well with you and you got something from it. Now, before I take my final track, you know, I just want to say I hope that everyone is really okay and feeling great within self and also your life circle. Just keep on keeping on, whatever one may be facing at the moment. And it's one of those things that life does. It throws challenges at us. It gives a challenge, things to do, you know. And as I always say, it's how we respond. Yes. And stay tuned because, as I mentioned, the djacs, different colors, quality materials. Yep. For male, female. You can put your USB, your business cards, money, all different stuff. Stay tuned because next week we'll be having the lady who's behind the House of Madeira and behind the djacs. Also a great DJ, great friend of mine, and also a very all-round human being. Yes. And as such, I want to say peace, love, harmony, unity, music, dance, life. Keep it human, people. Yes. And keep on doing the best you can and always take the time to be kind to each other. Always take the time, my people, to be kind to each other. Stay tuned with Tunes and a Talk. A lot more contents coming up. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And also next week, I'll have a chat about certain directions I'm going and see how you want to get involved. Because what it is, there are people who are interested in supporting Tunes and a Talk. And it opens a space for other people to let the world know what they're doing. And as I grow, everybody grow. That's how I see it. So I just want to say, House of Madeira, djacs, is a proud supporter, sponsor of Tunes and a Talk. And also, the Hillbark Hotel, the Contessa franchise, a very, very proud supporter of Tunes and a Talk. So to all the Hillbark team, big up yourselves, much respect, and more to come. And it's all about synergy, everybody coming together and creating one entity, supporting each other, my peoples. So until then, my final track is from my great sister from another mother and very good friend and all-round human being. And I try to keep it within that circle, people who stay human. Shezzie, big up yourself, my sister, and much love and respect. Yeah. And her track to you is one titled As I Am. So people, love, light, blessings. Again, take the time to be kind to each other.
This is Shezzie tuning into the Intercommunal Sound Service, Tunes and a Talk, with your host, Souls Liberation. Stay locked.
Hair like wool, his eyes a flame of fire, his feet the color of brass, and his voice the sound of mighty waters. Don't be offended if I see Christ as an African. Why should you be offended? I see the man as I am, as I am, as I am. Don't be defensive if I see Christ as a Nubian.
should you be defensive? I see the man as I am, as I am, as I am. The color of the man's skin means no more than the color of his eyes, his eyes, his eyes. If I was made in God's image, then why would you despise, despise, despise? You see, I have an admission and I don't need your permission, 'cause I met him down there in the valley of decision, 'cause he called me from the miry clay. He set me free so I could say, my God is real to me. His spirit lives in me. My God is real to me. His spirit lives in me. My hair is matty, natty, thick and full. So it says in his word, Revelation 1, his hair is white like wool. That picture hanging on your wall, Grandma, it has to go. You see, I discovered the truth and it's just an image painted by Michelangelo. You see, history has done much damage. From black to brown to white, we're all made in his image. It don't matter the color of a man's skin. So I'ma love the skin I'm in, 'cause his feet is the color of brass, and his voice